Today is July 25th, 2012, and we are interviewing Pearl Johnson at the Bloomington, Illinois Armory. Mrs. Johnson, is it Miss Johnson?
Yes.
Miss Johnson is 51 years old, having been born on March 11th, 1961. My name is Sarah Ingalls. I will be the interviewer. Miss Johnson, could you state for the recording what war and branch of service you served in?
No wars, United States Navy.
And what was your rank?
E5. Petty Officer second class.
And where did you serve?
Various boot camp in Florida. I went to Corpus Christi, Texas for 4 years. I went to school in San Diego. I was Mayport, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Holy Loch, Scotland, Washington, D.C., or Anacostia, Maryland, and in Norfolk, Virginia.
And what was your job assignment?
I started out in aviation. I was an aircraft mechanic, structures. Then I cross-rated to machinery repairman, making parts on board ship. Then I served in supply and master at arms, military police.
Okay. Were you awarded any medals or citations?
Just good conducts, the battle league, and the service ribbon.
Um, Along with personal aspects of the service, how did you get along with officers?
Great for me, just fine.
Yeah. How about your fellow soldiers?
Most of them. I was in a all-male environment pretty much, and the guys weren't used to females being in the mechanical world. So
yeah, how was that? What was that like?
it was tough at times. Because I didn't go to school. I came in unrated, so I had to just read the books and take the test. They wouldn't even allow me to go to school, so I just had to prove myself the hard way. And so it wasn't well received all the time.
Okay. So did you feel pressure, stress, anxiety at any times?
No, I have brothers. They're all Army, my father, so and it was more of a challenge to me by telling me I couldn't do it. So I had to make sure I did it.
Yeah. Did you keep a personal diary of anything?
Not really. I made photographs, stuff like that. I found one, but all it said was I was working.
Tell me about a couple of memorable experiences for you. Anything?
Well, the first one is boot camp, having to go in the pool because I didn't grow up around a swimming pool, so I'd never been in one.
Wow.
So you have to jump off the diving board. So I did the first time because I never did it, and then that was the last time. I spent 3 weeks in trying to learn to float. I couldn't. They pretty much just kicked me out. Said, "We're done. You'll never float, but we'll pass you." Because I was like the only person there every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
What other things did you have to do at boot camp?
Well, marching. I had to lose like 30 pounds to get in. So the exercise, I'd already conditioned myself for that. It was actually pretty boring on that part because it was less exercise than I thought it would be.
Really?
Yeah. Boot camp was interesting. Did enjoy being around that many females day in and day out because it was too much drama.
Oh, any other memorable experiences?
Well, I actually have a lot of them. I did a Met cruise when I went to Norfolk, and I got to see inside of a Russian sub and an Italian sub. Got to go on a com deck. Got to go aboard carriers. I went aboard Spain. I went aboard their ships, which is good because they don't really let people on it. I didn't speak foreign language and they don't speak English, but we got along through the usual military drinking.
Were you able to stay in touch with your family?
Yeah. They found me if I didn't want to be found. That's the given. You're going to be found.
Right. Mostly through mail, I'm assuming.
Oh, no. I have a sister can track a bloodhound. She found me. I had an uncle pass away, and she literally found me out to see we were doing a 15-day crossing. And she found a way to contact me through, I know she's never heard of Mars or ham radio. Somehow they called me up to the chaplains, and there's my sister on the phone.
Wow.
I didn't even tell them I was on a cruise. I didn't tell my transfer yet.
Did you have anything special for good luck? Anything to kind of get you through, or
What mine is people saying it was me. People say you can't do it.
it was a
That's my thing. Cause
motivator?
I went in to be a lifer. I went in to do 20 years. That was a start to finish. And so I mean I did jobs. I made sure I did everything I could within that job frame to get every qualification, learn every piece of equipment that I could. So there would be nothing, So I'd have some position of power. Like saying I'm as qualified as they are. Like I said, everything I did is pretty much predominantly male environment. Even when I was a master at arms, was only two females. So I was the only female. At night, somebody got arrested, I had to get up, no matter what I was doing. And there's a female in custody, I have to stay there. And then, I mean, supply was a few more females. But I ain't gonna say in the 80, I mean, atypically, women usually not as aggressive. They generally don't always stand up for themselves. And like I said, I had brothers and a father. And even my mother. If you want something, don't step back, don't be a doormat. Say it. They don't like it, they don't like it.
Sure. Did you have plenty of supplies? Were there any shortages, or because you did a lot of parts, right?
Oh no, we manufactured them ourselves.
Okay.
We actually, when I was in machinery, we actually manufactured them. In aviation, we had plenty of parts because we had almost 200 planes. So, once one crashed, we had like 8 crashes, so we had plenty of spare parts. We just scrapped from those.
Okay. What was the food like during the service? Army food has a reputation.
What's Navy?
Or Navy. It's
Oh
Navy.
no,
It's a
oh
big
no, we have
difference.
good food.
Yeah, you have good food.
Oh, we have excellent food. Our
Oh.
mess halls, I call them chow halls. We have civilians. Most of the Navy has civilians, and even in our hangars, where airplanes are, we have a geek like a small snack place. It's generally run by civilians, except when you go out to sea. That's the only time, really, in Navy that you eat all Navy food. A lot of times, there's always civilians in there.
Okay. So did you travel any while you were in service? You said, yeah, I think you said you did.
We went to Cuba, Puerto Rico. I got to go to New York. I mean, all up and down the East Coast. Went there. I mean, I traveled by going on vacation, meeting friends. So I got to go like places I'd never been, like Houston, Pennsylvania, driving. Then when I went to Scotland, so I got to go to London. And I got to go into, not just stationary because I got put in the hospital, so I got to see Glasgow again. And then it felt good to me. Our plane even touched down in Belgium and in Norway. We got to get off the plane because probably like that way we say we actually stood on there. Then I flew back out of Germany.
Let's see. What did you do while you were on leave, usually?
It depends. I mean, where I was stationed at. I just took my 30 days leave because I was entitled. I just stay there, or sometimes I would drive home. Well, I mean, I got injured in boot camp the first week, so I had about 3 or 4 years. Some of my injuries, I mean, I got to go home because I got put in the hospital and stuff like that, flying in between. But you like me, because I was in Texas, I went home one Christmas, then I couldn't afford it. So I just stayed there at the base, hung around with friends. But I was in Corpus, I was at Thursday Beach. Had plenty of friends, even officers, we could stay at their houses. So they let us house sit and stuff.
Do you recall any particularly humorous events, anything unusual, anything memorable like that? You said you were predominantly working with males, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones because it's guys. I'm saying some of the things where person they get busted by their wives. Because, I mean, guys have their little braggadocio. I wear the pants in the family. Then their wives come in. Then it's yes, ma'am. And so I'm loud about it. I generally go, who's wearing the pants? Because I have a smart mouth. And around guys, you have to hold your own. So you have to get as nasty they are or more sarcastic. So that's pretty much what I was. But I got my qualifications, so I was over actually, I was over everybody. Because I got all my qualifications. So me and my guy were flight line inspectors. It's only 2 of us. So we could sit out in our own van, personal van. We didn't sit in the shop. We get in our van and we go do whatever we want to do until somebody calls us. But I mean, it was, humorous was, we had in the Navy back then, we'd have major inspections and your PFTs, your quarterly PFT. Then our commander would have a party. We have like 14 kegs. That was the whole day off, Everybody going. So we played softball, all the girls against all the guys. We got the Marines in by then. So they cheated. And the commander, whatever happens, party was Vegas. Whatever happens stays there. So we decided we won't let them win. So our CO comes around, we just tackle them. The girls do and drop them. And the Marine goes, "You're out." He like, "I'm the commander." He said, "And I'm a Marine." And what I say goes. I mean, it was little things like that. That I mean, it was to me it was a little more relaxed. Especially the aviation was the ship part is more, but the aviation was more relaxed. You did your job. You were seen. And it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get in trouble for being late. You do, but not. But you did your job. It was just a little bit more relaxed. Because I mean, you did have a hard job. Even if people refueling planes, we had girls out in the flight line. We're refueling because I was on a refueling. Because we refueled 120 planes every 2 hours. And we had to jump up on the wings. We didn't get to step on the wing because we have the old trainers, and the wings can't come down, but we're not allowed to take them down all the time when they're flight ready. So we have to jump 6 feet, run, and get up on top of it, and then jump over the canopy because the old sliding canopy, we get allowed to open it. You had to go over it. Either get up and come, the nozzles, it's a 20-pound nozzle. You had to learn how to like throw it and catch it because if you miss it, it goes through the wing. So we did this. We refueled an oil, just turnarounds all day. And in Texas, hot sun like this.
Yeah. Let's see. After your service, let's look a little bit about that. Do you recall the day your service ended?
Sometime in May. No.
Where were you?
Norfolk, Virginia.
Let's see. Were others discharged with you? Was it only you at the
Just
time?
me.
Just you. And what did you do in the weeks afterwards? Did you go back to your...
No, I stayed down there with a friend to try to figure out what I was going to do. I was trying to get a job in Virginia. Couldn't get a job. Finally called home, to get some money well, actually, my little sister called me. She was in college. She was in sophomore year of college. And she asked me to move to Bloomington so that she could get out of the dorms. And I mean, I thought about it. Well, I'm like, I got my GI. State of Illinois could give me a grant to go to school, so why not?
Yeah.
So I moved to Bloomington.
And did you go to school too on the GI
Yeah,
Bill?
I only went one semester. I worked full time. She was already in school, and that 40 hours a week and full-time student does not work.
Yeah, that's rough. Let's see. What did you do career-wise afterwards?
Burger King. I started in Burger King in 1990. I'm still there.
Oh, wow. Did you make any close friends while you were in the service?
Yeah, actually, one of them lives in Chicago. Ronnie, we met in 83, 82. It could have been 81. 82, somewhere around there. Her and another girl, Dawn, they were roommates. Roommates. And actually, Ronnie just actually found them all on Facebook within the last year.
Wow.
I've actually talked to Dawn. She lived where she was from in Baltimore. Actually saw her in 89 about Italy, just coming off the ship, and there she was. I've been looking for her for years. We found her. And then Ronnie just told me she found a couple other people that are stationed with us in Texas. But me and Ronnie have been friends since then. She lives in Chicago. She comes down here, and I go up there.
Yeah. So you keep close contact.
Yeah, she calls my mother. And I mean, she sees my little sister more. She sees me. They go on trips together.
Are there any reunions or things like that?
I went to 2 years ago. I went to my first ship reunion Yosemite because it was decommissioned. I was the only female. Wow. Another male thing, and they thought I was a wife. I'm like, no, I served aboard. And some of the guys actually, they were like Vietnam prior. They didn't know women were on ships. Had ever served on a ship.
Oh. Wow. Do you plan to attend any more reunions?
If I can find them.
Yeah.
They come along, yeah.
Did you join a veterans organization afterwards?
Yeah, DAV.
DAV. And what type of work do they do?
Help disabled veterans get your claims. Well, they help all veterans, but primary focus is disabled veterans. Make sure they get their claims. And if that like things like some people need ramps, they'll try to find a way to get a ramp. People donate the time, the wheelchairs. They have the van program. They take them to their appointments and stuff in Danville. And we have our conventions, and they get donations basically because it's non-for-profit. So they get a lot of donations. The Ford vans, they help them get the cars refitted.
Mm-hmm.
They do the support the troops. They do they call it. It's something they do up in Chicago where all the homeless vets can come. They feed them that day, have entertainment. They get the firefighters involved, the police. They have Gary Sinise does a concert every national convention for free. Then Harley Davidson usually donates $1 to $2 million, so you can go to Harley Davidson and get discounts, a special discount. And basically, it's just helping anybody that's disabled. But I mean, if you're a veteran, they'll direct you toward the right group. Because if you don't have a disability, you can't join. You have to be certified. You may not get any money, but you have to be certified disabled.
Okay. How would you say your experiences in the service, how has that affected your life overall?
It's still with me. It's discipline. I mean, that's why I joined. I wanted further discipline because I knew it was strict, and I left on my own. I'm only going to do half because I don't have to. But then you have to get up. So, I mean, it structured me to getting up and doing things I don't want to do, but I do them because I have to do it, or I know it needs to be done. I mean, to me personally, I enjoyed it. I mean, I would have stayed in. But, well, no, I wouldn't have. It got a little political. It started getting too political. That's why. I mean, they discharged me, so I'm a little angry with that because that's the politics played a part in that, not the actual physical evidence. So that kind of made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd do it again.
Yeah. So your experience in the military, has it changed your way of thinking about the military itself now that you've been in there?
Well, I didn't know much about the military except the Army because all my family's Army. I'm the only Navy. It's only me and one cousin that's ever been in the Navy, and I'm the only female today that's ever joined. So, I mean, I didn't know what the actual Navy did because we're land based, so I'm from Illinois. I don't know anything about the water. So all I knew was Army and Marines. And a little bit Air Force because there was Air Force base down there. But I joined the Navy after, I ain't gonna lie, just watching TV.
Yeah.
We were going, that's pretty cool. And the thing was, I don't know why, because I knew I could swim. And I'm afraid of water, so I don't know why they chose the Navy.
Well, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything? Do you have like any advice for maybe females thinking about going into the Navy?
It is self-confidence. If you're a weak person, you're a follower, you're gonna get caught up in the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? You have to go in for yourself, and you have to stay true to yourself. Don't follow the crowd, and especially young girls don't go and look for a husband. Not a good idea. I've seen too many and getting pregnant. If you're going to do your career, do your 4 years, get everything you can get out of it, and then, because financially you'll have something to go with, and you'll have a job, an education, but don't go for the wrong reasons. It's not party central, and that guy. Let's be real, human. And in the military, people lie all the time, and guys are guys, and you're gonna find a lot more dogs in the military combined, because that is a world that the male camaraderie is promoted a little bit differently, and they tend to bond in the military, unlike women bond all the time. That's where guys will get to a clique in a group. Generally, they don't. This is where they will, and they will stand together with their own guys first. Once they get in a unit or clique, that's who they stick with, right or wrong. But that's just how they. I mean, it's kind of the boot camp training that teaches you that you're supposed to be with a unit, and it's one for all for one. But unfortunately, everybody's not geared for the military mentally. It's just it's not the right environment for them. It teaches their ideas. It's a video game. Nowadays with video games, they think it's a video game. It's not a video game, and you're not that, that mentality get dangerous. So that's for the girls, just protect themselves. And, just, somebody call you act like a little girl, act like a little girl. It helps. Make sure somebody knows you're there.
Yeah. Do you think your life would have been different had you not done the Navy?
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure I would have went to college, because that's what I was doing. I just didn't have the money. I already had scholarships, and one of them was actually in Bloomington. Yeah, it's probably been totally different. I don't imagine. See, like I said, I have a smart mouth, so I don't imagine how to fare the same, because the real world, you can't always use that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I would do, because I was going to go for a psychology degree. And I think about it now, I'm glad I didn't, because I can't stand to hear people's problems.
The drama, right?
Well, it is, and my smart mouth. Because in that field, I wouldn't have been allowed to respond.
Right.
So like you do a friend outside going, you can't tell them the truth all the time.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh,
Anything? Well, it
that's
was a pleasure. Yeah. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
in. It
You're welcome.
was great. And it's a new perspective.
Yeah.
I haven't done a female
Yeah.
yet, so thank you very much.
Thank you.